Instead of going to school today, my class went to a science fair. It was from 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and we would present what we did for our science fair project, and judges would come and watch us present and ask us questions. It was from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., and I don't know if I've ever felt that bored. We all felt super bored, and because 90% of the time we weren't presenting. When we were presenting, we weren't having much fun. And I remember I'd look at the clock, and then 10 minutes later I'd look back and I'd think, like, how has it only been 10 minutes? But this boredom that I felt, and that the people around me felt, was actually good. It was actually a positive thing. And there are 7 reasons. There are probably like billions more than billions, but there are 7 that I want to share with you of why boredom is good. And I'm not telling you to go out and try to be bored, but if you are bored, know that it's not a bad thing. The first reason is it makes you more disciplined. I've already made a video on why discipline is good, and you can watch that if you want. But boredom forces you to be more disciplined because you have to stay patient in that being bored, right? So it makes you more disciplined. The second reason is it increases your patience. I've already mentioned this before, but not being able to do anything, just being such a bored state, increases your patience. I also like to clarify, if you're out on your phone at like 3 a.m. and you're scrolling through TikTok and you're bored, that does not count as this boredom. I mean boredom if you're doing something that's actually not negative and it's actually positive. Not boredom from watching TikTok when you should be sleeping. Third reason is it boosts creativity to be bored. But when you're bored, your mind's thinking of things, right? You're forcing your mind to think. I'm sure you're thinking all the time, but you think more when you're bored. You come up with new ideas, and it just makes you more creative. The fourth reason, if you're constantly stressed, and you're overloaded, and you're burnt out, being bored can actually make you less stressed. It can decrease your stress. It can make you more calm. This is very important, a very good thing, the way you understand. Don't you want to be a lot less stressed than you are? So realize that being bored will help you become less stressed. And the fifth reason is that it helps you if you're ever going through challenges. If you're bored, you're going through like a hard time because, well, being bored is not very fun. So going through that hard time helps you deal with other challenges that might come to you later on. Helps you stay patient, as I mentioned in point number 2, when the challenges come. Sixth reason is that it helps with problem solving. Yes, it actually helps you solve problems because your brain is thinking of, as I mentioned before, it's thinking of new ideas, yes. However, it's also thinking of ways to solve problems. You might have so many problems that you have, and your mind just thinking of how to solve them. And it prepares you to strengthen other problems later on. The seventh reason, boredom makes you smarter. Yes, boredom makes you smarter. So when you're bored, remember these 7. You can even write them down if you want on a piece of paper. And just to review, the 7 are, it increases discipline, patience, creativity, it decreases stress, it helps you with challenges, it helps you stay patient with challenges, helps you solve problems, and it helps you be smarter. So take my advice. When you are bored, remember that it is a good thing, not a bad thing. And constantly think when you're bored, this is for something that's good, for a good cause. One of the problems with the world is that people think that being bored is bad. On the contrary to what they believe, being bored is good. But as I already mentioned, we shouldn't force ourselves to be bored. But if there's ever a time that we have to be bored, then it's a good thing. And you can get all these benefits by just closing your eyes and thinking. or not even just by closing your eyes, just by turning off your electronics and just thinking. It might be a little bit boring, but if you only do it for a slight amount of time, maybe like 5-10 minutes, it's actually going to have a lot of benefits for you. You're letting your mind go and think, and think, and think. So now I have taught you something. So you must understand it, and you must act upon it. It is terrible if you know something, but you do not do it. But it is good if you know something positive and you do it. And the system has so many flaws in it. But if people were more bored, people just thought more, the world would have been so much better. Much better. With so many less problems, only more good. So to live in a better world, just think. If you need to set aside some time every day for thinking, for just thinking about stuff. If you really don't want to set aside any time, then maybe just turn off your electronics while you're eating. Now that's pretty simple, right? If you eat with your electronics on, just turn them off. But it will make you think more. And this is good. So join us, for we are the fixed system, and we want to fix the world. We want to fix the system as it's been ruined. And the system is broken, so it must be fixed.